So if we take out 7n squared, what does that leave us with?
N minus 3.
All right, for the second half, it's negative 4n plus 12. That starts with a negative 4. So that means I automatically know I have to take out a negative. But what is the GCF between 4n and 12? 4. Now, when you take out the negative 4, that leaves you with n minus 3. All right, from here we take what part's the same. So what part is the same? And what part's left over? And so that is our answer. Okay, that is all we have to do to factor 4-term polynomials. I also want us to go ahead and look at question 3 together. For question 3, we group the first two and we group the last two. When we group the first two, what is our greatest common factor? 6 what? 6x squared. And when we take out a 6x squared, what is 12x to the third divided by 6x squared? What is 42x squared divided by 6x squared?
7.
All right. For the second half, what do I need to take out? What's the greatest common factor? Not just 5, but negative 5. Anytime that first term is negative, we're going to take out a negative 5, which gives us 2x plus 7. All right, what part is the same?
2x plus 7.
And what part's left over?
6x to the second minus 5.
There we go. That is how we do that. So if you have not done questions 2 and 4 yet, go ahead and do those.
Oh, this one I missed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were saying 12. What? No. Stop it.
This one's one of those, like, that's like the parentheses.
Probably gonna be bad anyway. 7 or 16 on the ground. 1
No, I give them the same question every single time, but it's always on nice. It's weird.
Okay, once you get those two worked, check your answers. And then I want you to go ahead and get out Unit 7 notes, and you're going to go to 7.4 Part 2. So check your answers, and then go to 7.4 Part 2.
There's 7.6.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Amazing.
That's not even right.
Okay, y'all. You guys are false.
Yes.
Your x, times 7x would give it 4x. Is like,
Oh, that's supposed to be x squared right there. Yep, that is supposed to be x squared. That was my bad. Right here. This should be squared. Yes, ma'am. Okay, those were just, you take out the GCF one time. So it's basically just half of that.
Okay, so you just solved for the first one.
All right, so we're going to 7.4 Part 2.
Can I see your densities?
All right, so we are going to look today at factoring trinomials, okay, in a specific form, okay? We're going to look specifically at trinomials in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? What is important for us to recognize when they are in this form, okay? is we have to be able to identify our A term, our B term, and our C term. So our A term is the term that is in front of x squared. Our B term is what is in front of x, and our C term is our constant at the end, okay? So we have to be able to identify those to factor these. So we are going to look at these, and we're specifically, all of our extra conversations, okay? We're specifically looking when our A value cannot be factored out as a GCF, okay? And we're going to talk about how to factor that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with step 1. When we are doing any sort of factoring, I don't care if it has 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, 12 terms. The first thing you need to do is always check to see if there is a GCF that can come out of all of it, okay? Because if there is, it's important to take that out first so that the rest of the factoring goes a lot smoother because we got smaller numbers. So do 2, 5, and 3 have a GCF? No, okay? So there is not a GCF we can take out there. Now, for the second half of this, we need to be able to look at part of our trinomial and label our A, B, and C. If you have your computer out, go ahead and close those for me. We don't need those today, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at this trinomial, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3, and we are going to go ahead and label that. So what is my A term in this polynomial? The 2. What is our B term? What is our C term? So we're going to use those 3 terms in order to be able to factor this. Yes? Okay. So what we're going to do, okay, is we have to figure out 2 numbers that multiply to give you our A times C value, and that add to give us our B value. So for this problem, what is A times C? 6. Okay, it's just the constants. Okay, now what is our B term? 5. So essentially what we are doing is, I'm going to see if y'all recognize this. We are figuring out what multiplies to give you 6, but adds to give you 5. Do y'all recognize this right here? It's the X games from our Delta Math. There's a reason I've been having us do this. This is exactly what we need to factor, okay? So what numbers multiply to give us 6, but add to give us 5? What was that? 3 and 2, okay? So our numbers that multiply to give us 6, but add to give us 2 are 3 and 2, okay? So you can write it like this, or you can write it like this. I do not care. Either way works. Both of them give you the same thing. It's just different ways to set it up. So what we do once we find those factors that multiply to give us A times C and add to give us B, we use those factors to rewrite our trinomial to a 4-term polynomial that we can factor by grouping, okay? So all we are going to do is we are going to replace our B term with 3 plus 2. What is 3 plus 2? 5. That's why we can do that. So we're going to rewrite this whole equation. And so we're going to keep our A term the same, so 2x squared. But instead of the B term, I'm going to use these. So I'm going to do 3x plus 2x plus 3. Now, that gives us a 4-term polynomial that we can factor, okay? So now, we're going to group the first 2 terms. So when I group the first 2 terms, what is the GCF between 2x squared and 3x? X. So if we take out an x, what does that leave us with? Now for the second half, we are finding the GCF of 2x plus 3. What is the biggest thing that can go into 2x and 3? 1.
Oh.
Yeah. So what is 2x divided by 1? What is 3 divided by 1? Perfect. Now, when we look at this, what parts are the same? What part's left over? Okay, and so that is our answer in factored form. Okay, and if I wanted to check, I could just distribute it back out. The only thing that is different between trinomials and four terms is that we have to do the X Games thing to find the four terms. Okay, so all we are adding in is this step here to find what terms we use to rewrite. So I want us to go ahead and look at question 1. Okay, so first things first, let's label our A, B, and C. What is our A term? What is our B term? Negative 17. Okay, our C term? So what we have to do is we have to figure out what multiplies to give us A times C. What is A times C? 30. Okay, and what adds to give us our B? What is our B? Negative 17. So you can write it like this, or you can set it up the same way they did in the X Games and do multiply to give you 30, add to give you negative 17. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and walk us through what to do if you do not. Sometimes it's really easy to find your factors, like the one we just did. What multiplies to give us 6 but adds to give us 5, 2 and 3. That one pops in our head pretty quick. Okay, but sometimes you don't know what they are. So whenever you don't know what your factors are, there is a way that you can go through it and be able to find your factors every single time. I always recommend that you start at 1 and you go through every single factor that that number has. So 1 times 30 gives you 30. 2 times
15.
3 times
10.
Can 4 go into 30? No, so I'm going to skip that. Can 5 go into 30? How many times?
6.
Okay. And once your numbers right here get really close, you're done. Okay. So we have all of our factors here. And so what we have to do is we have to figure out if there is any way we can combine these numbers to get negative 17. Is there any way I can combine 1 and 30 to get 17? No. Is there any way I can combine 2 and 15 to get 17? Yes. Okay. Let's double check that there's no others. Can we combine 3 and 10 to get 17? What about 5 and 6? No. Okay. So in order for us to be able to multiply to get positive 30, but add to get negative 17, what signs do they need to be?
Negative.
So we need to have a negative 2 and a negative 15. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. But if we add these together, they will stay negative. Okay? Now, we are just going to rewrite our trinomial. So we're going to do 5m squared minus 2m minus 15m plus 6. So all I'm doing is rewriting this, but taking out b and replacing it with my 2 new terms. Okay, then it's just factoring by grouping. So let's group the first 2 terms. What is our GCF of the first 2? M. That's all we can take out. So what is that going to leave us with? 5m minus 2. Okay, for the second half. Negative 3. Okay, and what is negative 15m divided by negative 3? What is 6 divided by negative 3? Okay, so what part is the same? And what part's left over? And we're done. So all we are doing is adding this step right here. Everything else is staying the exact same. Okay, now we're going to look at question 2. Okay, for question 2. We're starting. What is our A term? 6. What is our B term? Negative 5. What is our C term? -4. So we have to figure out what multiplies to give us A times C. What is A times C for this problem? -24. And what is our B term? So we have to figure out what multiplies to give you -24 or adds to give you -5. So you set it up either way. It's entirely up to you. So let's list out our factors for 24. So 1 and 24, 2 and
12.
3 and 4 and, okay. Any other ones? Can 5 go into 24? No, so we're done. All right. Now, can I combine 1 and 24 to get -5?
No.
Can I combine 2 and 12 to get -5?
No.
Can I combine 3 and 8 to get -5? Yes. Okay. How do I need to do those? So I can either do -3, +8, or -8, +3. Which one would I need to do? -8, +3, because we're trying to get -5. Anything else would give us a positive there. Okay, so we're going to write in here -8, +3. And then we just rewrite our trinomial here. So we're going to do 6y squared minus 8y plus 3y minus 4. And then we just group. So if we group first two terms, what is our GCF of the first two terms? 2y. If we take out 2y, what is 6y squared divided by 2y? What is -8y divided by 2y? Okay, now, we're going to look at the second half of this. Okay, so when we look at the second half of this, what is our GCF between 3y and -4? 1. And when we take out a 1, does it change anything? No. So what is 3y divided by 1? What is -4 divided by 1? So what part is the same? What part's left over? So that's our answer. Okay, so all we are doing is taking and adding one piece to our factoring 4 terms. Okay? Why don't y'all go ahead and try to set up number 3 for me? Yes. Yes. What factors multiply to give us 60 but add to give us 11? And what combination of those do I need to use? -4, +15. All right, so we're going to go ahead and rewrite this, okay? I want to go ahead and show you something, all right? So the order you write these in right here does not matter. Your answers will still be the same, okay? So we could set this up as either 12c squared minus 4c plus 15c minus 5. Or I could have set them up as 12c plus 15c minus 4c minus 5. It does not matter which way you set it up. You only have to set up one of these though. Don't set them up both. But I just want to go ahead and talk through why they end up being the same. Okay, so if you set it up this way, okay, we group just like normal. So we group first two terms and we group last two terms, okay? So when we group the first two terms this first way, we can take out a 4c, which leaves us with 3c minus 1. And then we can take out a 5, which leaves us with 3c minus 1. So we have the part that's the same and the part that's left over. So that's if we set it up the first way. If we set it up the second way, the only thing that changes in this is what GCFs we take out. Because the GCF between 12c squared and 15c is 3c squared, or not 3 squared, 3c, which leaves us with 4c plus 5. And over here, we can only take out a negative 1, which leaves us with 4c plus 5. And so we write our answer as 4c plus 5 and 3c minus 1. So what is 2 times 3? What is 3 times 2? When you multiply, does the order you multiply in matter? No. So these two things give you the exact same answer, just swapped the order. So it does not matter which order you put your factors in when you rewrite it. Both ways give you the right answer. Okay, so if you set it up slightly different than me, but your answer is still the same, that's okay. Okay, as long as you are getting the factors at the end, you are good. Okay, because that is always something, the order of these does not matter. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and flip to the back. So what I want us to do is I want us to go ahead and we're going to go through the odds for 5, 7, and 9. Okay. When we look at number 5, what is our A term? 8. What is our B term? And what is our C term? Okay, so we have our A, our B, and our C. So to set this up, we're going to figure out what multiplies to give you, what is A times C for this problem? And then we have to figure out what adds to give us, what's our B term? Negative 10. So we look at our factors of 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Now, can I use 1 and 24 to make 10?
No.
Can I use 2 and 12 to make 10?
No.
Well, I mean, technically I could.
Yes, you could.
What about 3 and 8?
So minus 10, too.
Okay, and we have two options here that we could use to get 10, right? But we have to pay attention to what we have here. So if we need to multiply to get a positive number and then add to get a negative, what signs do I need? Everything needs to be negative, right? If I make it negative 2 and negative 12, will I get 10? No. Okay, so it can't be that. What if I make both of these negative?
Yes.
That works. So we'll do negative 4, negative 6. And so now let's rewrite it. So how should I rewrite the next line?
8, 1, 2, 0, minus 4, 1, minus 6, 1,
Okay, then we're going to just factor by grouping. Okay? So we're going to group first two together, and we're going to group the last two together. So when I group the first two together, what is our GCF of 8y squared minus 4y?
4, 4, 1.
Which is going to leave us with 2y minus 1. Okay, for the second half, what is our GCF going to be? Negative 3, which leaves us with? Not just y, but...
3y. No. Hold on. Give me a second. Where's minus 1?
2y.
3, 2y.
Then you have... What is 3 divided by negative 3? Okay, now, what part is the same? What part's left over? So that is our answer. Yes,
Where are you getting the minus 1 from?
right here.
Yes.
So 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. So it's just what's left when we take out that negative 3 of our GCF.
Okay.
Because remember, we always have to put a placeholder in there so that when we multiply it back out, it works.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and look at question 7. For question 7, what is our A term?
10.
What is our B term?
P1. Oh.
Okay, so whenever we have a variable that does not have a number in front of it, what is understood to be in front?
1.
1. So this has an understood
Negative 1.
-1. So our B is -1. And what is our C? Not just -2. Okay, so we have to figure out what multiplies to give us, what is A times C? But then adds to give us, what is our B? What are the factors of -20 that add to give you -1? Let's think. We have 1 and 20. What else? 2 and 10. Okay, what else? 4 and 5. So, do these two add together to give you -1? No. Do these two add together to give you -1? But can you combine these two to get -1? Okay, so when we look at that, which combination of them do I need to do? -5, +4. If you are ever unsure of what order to put them in, just test it. Go -5 + 4 and do 4 or -4 + 5 and just see which one works. Test it out if you're not sure. Okay. Once we do that, how do I rewrite the next line?
10p to the second minus 5 plus 4.
Okay, don't forget the P terms on those in the middle. Okay, now from here, take the GCF of the first two and of the last two. So when we take the GCF of the first two, what is it?
2p.
I think we can do more than 2P for the first two. What can go into both 10 and 5? 5. So we can take out 5P, which leaves us with, what is 10P squared divided by 5P? 2P. What is -5P divided by divided by 5P? -1. For the second half, what is our GCF of 4P and -2? 2.
Oh,
And so what is 4P divided by 2?
2p.
What is -2 divided by 2? All right, from here, what's in common?
2p minus 1.
And what's left over?
5p plus 2.
There we go. All right, for number 9. For number 9, what is our A term?
6.
Oops. What is our B term? 1. Is understood to be a 1 right there. What is our C term? Okay, so we set it up. What times what gives you, what is 6 times -12? And then what plus what gives us, what's our B? And 6 times 12 is not 60. What is it? There we go. All right. Now, factors of 72. I know it's 1 and 72. 2 and... 2 times what gives you 72?
36.
Okay. How many times can 3 go into 72?
26. Wait.
24.
How many times can 4 go into 72? Or can it go in at all?
It can. It can.
How many times? What was that?
18.
Wait.
Is it? Okay. Okay, what about 5? Can 5 go into 72?
No.
Okay. What about 6?
Yes.
What can 6 go into it?
12.
Can 7 go in?
I don't think so.
Well, check it with a calculator. If you don't know, check it. Can 8 go into 72? How many times? Now, will there be any more factors for 72?
Probably not.
That's it. Okay. So, which one of those can we combine to get 1?
Oh, 8 and 9.
8 and 9. The rest of these would not work. Okay. What combination of them do I need to use, though? To multiply to get negative 72, but add to get 1.
Negative 9, positive.
So, do we need to do negative 9, positive 8? What does that give us?
Negative 8, positive.
Negative 8, positive 9 to get 1. That's what we need. So, we're going to do negative 8, positive 9. And how would I write the next line?
6x squared minus 8 plus 9
Okay, minus 8x plus 9x.
plus 9x minus 12.
There we go. Then we're going to group. When we group first 2, what is our GCF of the first 2? Not just 2, but 2.
X.
Which will leave us with, what is 6x squared divided by 2x?
3x.
What is negative 4x divided by 2x? Or what is negative 8x divided by 2x?
4x.
It is negative 4. Okay, for the second half of this, what is our GCF of 9x minus 12? 3. What is 9x divided by 3?
3x.
What is negative 12 divided by 3?
Negative 4.
So what part is the same?
3x minus 4.
What part's left over?
2x plus 3.
So that is our answer. Okay, so what I want us to do with the next 10 minutes or so is I want y'all to start working on questions 4, 6, and 8. Okay? Yes. When Kenora gets back. So go ahead and work on 4, 6, and 8.
May I use your stapler in this hand?
Yes.
What happened to your leg?
You just realized that?
Yeah.
I hurted it. And I'm in a boot for 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's okay.